Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is Sunday? It is Sunday, the 14th, but it's Valentine's Day. And the United States, well, probably it's 14th everywhere. Whoever celebrates Valentine's Day, which I think is probably just a U.S. invention. I mean, lots of people celebrate it, but I don't know. It's a made-up holiday, so welcome to capitalism. Anyway, thumbs up, and welcome to the day. It is, in fact, a day. I went out walkies last night. It had been snowing, at least in the morning. It had not been snowing for like 6 or 7 hours when I went out walkies. And a lot of the roads, the actual roads themselves, had become clear because it was just warm enough for things to melt slowly. You know, under normal circumstances, snow might melt in an hour, but it was just warm enough that it would take like 12 hours and it would melt. It's not lasting, it's just melting very, very slowly. It had reached that heat, and so roads were clearing up and just mush, and some were just clear entirely. But then, as I was walking, it had started just little tiny flakes a coming down, and just, it was little tiny ice particles. But it was nice. I, of course, out walking in my light summer jacket, did not have my plaid shirt / jacket. I wear it as a jacket, but it's a shirt underneath that. And ended up with my coat unzipped, my sleeves rolled up. Not only that, cold weather and I have a complicated relationship. I don't like cold. I just do not like cold. But I function well in cold. I like being warm. I don't function well in heat. So last night, I was out walking in my hiking boots on the sidewalks where at best they were just little tiny paths carved out in the snow. So that it was like this deep, and it was paths in the snow, but it was all rough, and as you hit it, it would compact a little bit more. And so I'm slipping and sliding and bouncing and moving. I had to physically stop myself from breaking into a run as I was going down this one hill, because I felt so good because of the cold. A couple years back, it had been snowing, and I was out walking in my light summer jacket, fully unzipped, sleeves rolled up, hiking boots, but I was tromping quickly through the snow. I felt at that point so alive. I just wanted to tear off my clothes, run through the snow roaring, because I felt so exhilarated. I didn't feel quite that exhilarated this time, but I literally had to stop myself from breaking into a run. And I was in that kind of zone when you got the flow going. You know, when you're really working or you're doing something, you're not really paying attention to anything else. You're just in that moment, in that zone, doing what it is. That's the way I was going down. I was not having any issues with the snow. I mean, even slipping, sliding, semi-falling, each of those movements was just incorporated into the flow of going down the hill in this rough, uneven snow, that even as I was semi-falling through it, I was stable as a rock through it, because each of those movements was just incorporated. I was traveling 3 miles an hour. Doesn't sound fast, but walk at 3 miles an hour, it is fast. And I was going downhill through 8-inch packed snow, through a tight little path in it, and having to stop myself from breaking into a run. It was amazing. I really enjoyed going out walkies in that. Unfortunately, I couldn't go through a lot of things that I wanted to do, because like walking on the train tracks, nobody had walked on the train tracks yet. And so there was no path, and I wasn't really set up to go path breaking. So couldn't go through some of those things and had to walk on a lot of roads, but luckily not a lot of traffic. So it was nice. It was nice that way. I wish it had been colder. I probably would have been running, but it was awesome, if weird as stated. And it wasn't even once or twice or 3 times. It was like close to 10. I had to physically stop myself and just go, whoa, knock this off. You do not need to run in the snow down a hill on a road. So, yay. It's good. It is good. But it's not snowing now, but it hasn't melted. There's still snow on branches and leaves in the forest out there. And the snow is still big outside. If it's frozen, then it's going to be really icy, because in a lot of cases when I did have to ground brake because of the little icy particles coming down, it was crack crunch to get through the film of ice on the top of the snow. So it's crack crunch going through it. It's probably a lot worse. And if it's frozen, the roads are just ice right now. So hokey smokes. Now, on to another subject, because I watch Angry Joe. If you watch, like, YouTubers. If you know who Angry Joe is, then you know who Angry Joe is. If you don't, he's just a YouTuber, fairly popular. He does reviews of games and movies and stuff like that. And he's a good guy. But he and his friends, there's Other Joe and Alex, I guess their names, they have like a background of movie theater stuff, and then they review movies. They were reviewing Willy's Wonderland, so of course I had to watch that. And the various things that they were talking about, yeah, they were right. It is a movie, the third act is when it picked up. So the first 2, not so good, and really you could see what they were trying for, and it wasn't a very good movie. But I love B movies, and I was like, Other Joe of the Angry Joe stuff is like me. He enjoys bad movies as bad movies and loves them, as do I. When I was younger and they had rental stores for videotapes, when we went in, we didn't go for the good stuff. We went right for the B movie section, and I always looked for whatever looked just absolutely the cheapest. I love that stuff. Even now, it's good. I mean, bad special effects, bad acting, bad script, bad everything. Thumbs up for it. But that's one of the reasons I like this, is it's got the B movie stuff in it. Now, the one thing that I haven't seen anyone talk about, and admitted I've only watched one video on it, but I don't know if this was an accidental thing or something that was on purpose. It wasn't a very witty or insightful thing, but if it was a real thing, then it was just somebody who was going, I've seen this as a director. I have seen this. And if you recognize it, then thumbs up. Excuse me. Because I can't remember his full name, but the director, Kurosawa, from decades back, who made all these good movies like The Seven Samurai and all that, filmed in black and white, and was a pioneer of extremely graphically bloody stuff. And one of the things that happened in one of his movies that just said it, and everyone who worked on his video on that movie with him was panicked, because he was like Stanley Kubrick in that it had to be done right, and he would do it 1,000 times just to make sure there was one good shot. On this one particular scene, there was a special effect where after being hit with a sword, the guy was supposed to bleed, and it would take like 30 seconds or 40 seconds for all the blood to spray out, and he would fall to the ground and die with the blood. There was a mistake, and instead of it firing off enough that it would have been like 40 seconds worth of blood spray, it shot all out in like 5 seconds. The actor had to physically brace himself, or it would have flown him backwards. Everyone was panicked because they thought that, being the perfectionist he was, that Kurosawa would go insane with anger. Instead, he loved it. He thought it was the best thing ever. There is a moment in Willy's Wonderland that is like that. Ridiculously, Willy, the character, swipes a paw and rips an old woman in half. Literally in half. The upper part of her body comes off, and it's just from the waist upward. There is no heart in the lower half of your body. Everything that's going to pump is because of your heart. If you get the top half of your body torn off, the lower half of your body is going to ooze blood, but it's only going to ooze blood. Like a second, well, I'm not going to go time-wise, it's like a beat after she's torn in half, there is a sudden spray of blood. A Kurosawa spray. Literally, that hard, that fast, that loud, coming up out of the lower half of the body. And it was at that moment I went, no, wait a minute. Is this for real? Is this an homage? So, who knows? If it is, then it's definitely, like I say, not particularly witty or well done, but just a point from the director going, yeah, we saw this, and if you recognize it, then good on you. So hopefully that's a real thing. Hopefully people are talking about that, because they sure didn't on the Angry Joe thing. And I'm hoping that that's what it was, instead of just the animatronic didn't work right, because the movie was not bad in many ways. There were, as they said, and I agree entirely, there were no plot holes in the movie. They didn't leave plot holes like a lot of B movies do. There was no fridge logic where, it's after you watch the movie, you're opening up the refrigerator and you go, well, now wait a minute. So that's good. Thumbs up on that. Which, of course, also ties in, once again, I'm going to talk about this because I still think it's good. It's stupid, it's not good, because it's blood sports, it's blood and circuses. It shows how we're still, Romans out in the Colosseum and just cheering as gladiators murder each other for our amusement, because I like B movies for this reason too. It's like the people in the movie are not there to do anything really fascinating or wonderful. They're there to die for our amusement. Hopefully at least half naked when it happens. So yeah, bread and blood and circuses. They're there to die on screen for our amusement. Yay. And yet at the same time, I'm not a bloodthirsty person, IRL. I do not like actual in-life violence. I have a very low pain tolerance. I have a great amount of empathy. I don't even like to watch somebody stub their toe in real life. But in movies, yeah, give me a high body count. Boy, it's like the more innocent, the better. The more that someone shouldn't have died, yeah, make them suffer. So, thumbs up for that. Bread and blood and circuses. I admit that I'm goofy and illogical and contrary and make no sense. I'm a human being. Thumbs up, just like all of you. Thumbs up for that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read the comments afterward. Thumbs up each one. I do answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow, so thumbs up for that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, oy vey, I'm sometimes lucky I can remember what day of the week it is. So, let me call on my Chrome. We have Pillar of Media. Thank you very much, and thank you. That came out sounding weird, but thank you. Looking Stupid, thumbs up. Controller Review Man, greatly appreciated. Major Nationals 2016. Ice Damon, thumbs up. NSRG, greatly appreciated. It's Snags, thumbs up. Xander Maranzano, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very much. Preston Bender, greatly appreciated. Randall Osman, thumbs up. We have Anubonek, A-N-U-B-O-N-E-K, thumbs up. Nicholas Fuentes, thank you very, very much. Ricky Bettini, good to see you in the comments. We have Grapey, 6221, thumbs up. Medley Chaos, I like the name. And then there is Krythos, and then alphabetical symbols. Thank you. A Lemon Pie, good to see you in the comments. We have Cami, greatly appreciated. There is Mr. H, thumbs up and thank you. Alexandra, greatly appreciated. Raining Zombies, thumbs up. Loud Noises 213, greatly appreciated. Tom Connell, thumbs up. There is The Marification, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Killing Me Will Not Bring Back Your Apples, Bereda, good morning. Thumbs up and thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well, with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you can toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my assistants. A definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button after subscribing, that would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, the horse head of encouragement is here to give nothing but encouragement. So thumbs up on that. It has love for all, and absolutely zero scoring. And of course, if you have to go out, please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, practice your social distancing. Don't go out unless you have to. This is not good. Don't become like the United States. Don't become a plague state. Do your best to not do that. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. So, Black Lives Matter. Be as safe and creative as you possibly can. And I will see you on the flip side.